You never think you could be the target. You watch true crime shows in your pajamas with popcorn in your lap, whispering, "Why didn't she notice?" or "I would have done this differently." But when it starts happening to you, it's never so clear. It began like most urban stories do, with a smile. I was at the cafe near my office, Crescent and Pine, where I usually stop for a morning latte. He was already in line, tall, lean, maybe early 40s, business casual with a grey overcoat. He turned and smiled, polite and warm. "Busy morning," he said. I returned the smile. "Aren't they all?" We both chuckled. He asked what I did and I told him marketing in a downtown firm. He nodded and told me he worked in consulting, and that was that. He got his espresso and said, "Have a good one," and walked out. I forgot about him by lunch. 3 days later, same cafe. He was behind me this time. "Hey," he said, almost surprised. "You again?" I smiled, more genuinely this time. "Seems we have a routine." We chatted for longer. He introduced himself as Daniel. I learned he lived a few blocks away from me. Pure coincidence, or so I thought. We walked the same direction for a bit after coffee. Again, harmless. I remember thinking he had kind eyes, the kind that crinkle at the corners. Now that image makes my skin crawl. A week later, I started seeing him more often. Not just at the cafe, at the grocery store, in the park and in my apartment. Once I swear I caught a glimpse of him across the street when I was walking home from work. "Small city," he said when I finally mentioned it. "Funny how often you see the same people." But something about the way he said it made my stomach tighten. I woke up one morning to find a note tucked under my apartment door. "You looked beautiful in the green dress yesterday. That colour belongs on you." I had worn a green dress to work. I live in a secure building. You need a key fob to get in. I told myself maybe someone else let him in. I told myself he was probably just trying to be nice. I told myself a lot of things. My doorman, Henry, told me he'd seen Daniel hanging around the lobby twice, said he claimed he was waiting for someone. I started taking cabs instead of walking, changed my gym schedule, stopped going to the cafe altogether. But it didn't matter. I started getting texts from an unknown number. "Miss your morning smile. Nice lipstick. Red suits you. Why are you avoiding me?" My heart dropped every time my phone vibrated. I reported it to the police. They gave me a report number, told me to block the number to keep records, that they'd monitored the situation. Monitoring meant nothing. Then one night changed everything. It was a Wednesday, late September. I came home to find my front door ajar. I live alone. I always lock the door. When I pushed it open, nothing looked disturbed except the photo on my bedside table. A Polaroid of me and my college friend, Emily. It had been turned face down. No robbery, no mess. Just a silent warning. I called the cops. They came, filed another report, dusted for prints. Guess whose they found? Daniel's. He claimed I had invited him over weeks ago, that he had concerns for my mental well-being, since I had been acting erratically towards him. He actually said he entered because he thought I might have hurt myself. To my amazement, it wasn't enough for an arrest, just a restraining order. I got cameras installed, bought pepper spray, slept with a knife under my pillow. Then came the night that sealed everything. 3:28 a.m. My phone buzzed. A notification from my doorbell camera. Motion detected. I opened the app. There he was, Daniel, standing at my front door, staring straight into the camera. Not knocking, not moving, just watching. His face blank, his coat soaked from the rain. In his hand was a bouquet of lilies. Funeral flowers. I called 911, whispering into the phone while hiding in my bedroom closet. The dispatcher stayed on the line until the cops arrived. Daniel didn't run. He didn't argue. He just smiled when they cuffed him. The police investigation revealed everything. He had a storage unit. Inside, they found dozens of photos of me. Some from my Instagram, but many taken without my knowledge. Walking to work, getting groceries, inside my apartment through the windows. He had notes, detailed entries about my schedule, my friends, my dreams, things I had told him in passing that he'd obsessed over. He had even written mock diary entries from my perspective. He was planning to make me see that we were meant to be. Daniel is in jail now, charged with felony stalking, unlawful entry, and attempted burglary. The DA is pushing for more based on evidence they recovered. He's awaiting trial. I moved, changed jobs, I don't go to cafes anymore, I check my locks 3 times every night, and I never assume a smile is just a smile. Not anymore.